I feel like I'm just starting to learn how to undo the humble artist trope. The idea that truly great artists spend their whole lives huddling in a corner, working away alone, and then all of a sudden they're just discovered and bam, success. That they had truly great talent the whole time and all it took was the right person to just happen along their path and lead them to greatness. I've come to believe that this attitude is very anti-self-sufficiency. It discourages you from sharing your art and paints putting yourself out there as something selfish or attention-seeking, which I call BS on. So today I'm gonna get real with you, and we're gonna talk about how to get your work seen. I have definitely fallen victim to the idea that it is the artist's duty to just wait for success to come to them. And it's a mentality I'm still unlearning, but I've been telling myself this. If you believe in your work, if you really care about what you're trying to put out into the world, then it's worth promoting. It's worth asking people to see it, to talk about it. Making the thing was only half the battle. If it just sits on your shelf, that effort's for nothing. So I think the first step in all of this is to toss out the idea that being overly humble, that keeping your work to yourself is in some way admirable. Millions of artists have fought tooth and nail to get their work seen before you, and millions will after, because they think it's worth sharing. And so is yours. It's time to start treating it that way. Okay, so easier said than done. I'm a very anxious person myself. I get very nervous about sharing the things that I do, but there's an easy way to start. And that's with sharing the process. There are a million ways to do this, and it can feel a lot less intimidating than sharing a finished piece. Here are some examples. I think the easiest go-to is visual artists. From step-by-step drawing guides to simple time-lapses of their work, creating this kind of content can keep an artist relevant and in their followers' feeds. But it also does provide great information and motivation for anybody who likes their style. It's a resource, and it's fascinating to watch amateur or beginner artists show their growth over a long period of time. One of my favorite YouTubers, DSLRguide, makes a good number of short films, but his YouTube channel is almost entirely dedicated to how-tos. And whenever he finishes a film, he'll upload one, if not several videos onto his account going behind the scenes and sharing what he learned in the process. It promotes the film, sure, but it also provides information for other filmmakers. When Hank Green published his first book, he also made a video about how he found the motivation to do so. In the description, he put the link to the pre-order, the audiobook, etc., etc. It promotes the material, but when you watch the video, it also promotes a conversation about how difficult it is to write a frickin' novel. Hank could have just as easily made a video just explaining where to find the book. Super simple. But instead he went deeper and talked about the process and what he learned through it. Now those are some types of self-promotion that I can get behind because they're about community building. Artist statements are objectively terrible to write. People are complicated, and an artist can change and morph into a million different things over the course of their lifetime. Especially when you're first starting out, an artist statement can be really hard to define. But knowing who you are and what you stand for is incredibly important. It provides this foundation, roots that you can go back to whenever you feel uncertain. It's also a very good pitch to have ready when somebody inevitably asks you, what exactly is it that you do? Because they will. For example, I would introduce myself as a queer documentary filmmaker interested in identity and the ways people express themselves. I also love working with nonprofits and art collectives whenever I get the chance. Simple. It's kind of vague, definitely still a work in progress, but whenever I'm in an event and somebody asks what I do, I have an answer ready that I can feel confident about, and that makes a great first impression. Alright, getting down to brass tacks, you have got to share what you do in the real world. Online is great. Online is a forever source. You can put stuff out there and people can look at it and find it again and again and again, but it's also easy to get lost in, and at the end of the day, you're just another username, another collection of pixels. When you take your film to a film festival, or bring your art to a convention, or submit something to a contest, or even just create an event with your friends where you get to share your art, you're creating a different kind of connection, one where you're talking to people. They could be potential collaborators, fans of your work, or just interesting people, but now you've put your face and your voice and your you-ness behind what you do. And that's something people can connect with, or share with their friends, or just enjoy deeper than they would have if they had never met you. And if you learn to just open yourself up, ask questions, see networking as an opportunity to exchange ideas, you can get a lot out of it too, not just as an artist, but as a person. Thank you for watching. My name's Connor O'Keefe. This is The Creative Rep, a show about thoughts, ideas, processes, and art. It comes out every Monday at 3. Sometimes it's just me chatting with you like this, and sometimes I have a guest, and they get to share some of their knowledge. I also make videos about queer stuff, because I'm queer. Thank you for watching, thank you for your time and energy. I will see you for the next video, and I hope you have a wonderful day.